All right, so let's begin the show. DSP Mutual Fund has launched an exclusive hotline for women to encourage them to learn more about investing. Women can give a missed call on 865-7011-333 if they want to learn more about mutual funds, investing, or simply about how they can take their first step towards building a financial plan. So let's welcome on board Aditi Kothari Desai, Vice Chairperson, DSP Investment Managers, to understand more about this initiative. Aditi, thank you so much for joining in today, and it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. And today it becomes all the more special because I really want to appreciate and congratulate you for the kind of initiative that you've taken, your AMC has taken. It's a great step to encourage women towards financial literacy and financial education. All they have to do is just give a missed call, and the AMC will be there to help them begin their investment journey. What exactly inspired and such a unique idea?
Yes, thank you, E.T. now for having me on this. We've been focused on women and investments for the last, I would say, 12 years, and with a huge focus to encourage women to make their own investment decisions and build confidence in them. Keeping that in mind, after everything that we saw and the responses that we get, we realized that women still need maybe a more private one-on-one consultation more than, and we try to match them with financial advisors that could be, that could explain things better to them and give them confidence. But we also decided to have a hotline in case they need to call us directly. And we launched that, a few weeks ago, and we've had a good response. So we've not publicized it enough. This is my first interview. And we're looking to grow it so women from all over India can call and start their journey.
All right, this sounds very interesting, but then will you please break this down for me? Because, okay, so there is a number, which is a hotline number that the AMC has released. Women are just supposed to give a missed call, and then the AMC would call them back. What would be the follow-up process? I mean, depending on their query, how are they being guided? Just as an example, you can explain.
Well, we have experts on the other end who will talk to them and find out what their risk profile is. So we'll make them maybe do a questionnaire, keep it as professional as they can. So what is good for me may not be okay for you. A fund that is suitable for me is not suitable for you. If you're 80 years old and I'm 25 years old, there'll be different funds that I'll suggest. If you're on retirement income and I am on my career path up, it'll be a different, something different I'll suggest for you. So, so we will first understand you, we'll talk to you, we'll make suggestions, we'll also listen to you, because women have, different circumstances and sometimes just need to be heard. And we want to make it, we understand that women sometimes feel a bit shy and embarrassed to ask about very basic things. And we want to tell women it's okay, because you have to start somewhere. You don't know what an SIP is, don't worry. You ask that question, we'll explain it to you. You don't even know what it means, what an index fund is, or what it means when we say the market is going up. We'll explain that to you. Don't feel shy to ask any kind of questions. We're here for you, and we don't want you to feel silly or think that your question is not important.
So in a nutshell, Aditi, it's not only about investment strategies that you would give to these women. It's also about financial literacy. It's also about educating them about why is investment and why having your own financial portfolio to attain the kind of financial freedom you want is important. Am I right?
Absolutely. Sometimes you just call with a silly question. I'm here for you. Like someone has suggested something for you and you want to make, you just want to run it by us. We're here for you. You even want to talk about how to have the conversation with your husband. This is something we found, that a woman wants to run her own portfolio, but her father's been doing it for years and her husband has been doing it for years. How does she have the talk with him saying, give it to me, without really hurting his ego? We'll help you out.
Oh, that is a very interesting angle to it, because I know you've been working on educating women on financial literacy and other aspects of investment since a very long time. I also want to understand the change in the narrative that you have sensed, and now since you have a hotline number and the kind of example you gave me, it's in a way inspiring, it's impressive, but at the same time, it tells you that a lot needs to be done.
Oh, yes. I mean, we did a study recently, and when we launched the study is when we talked about the hotline, because the more data we get, we realize what people need. And we realize that 40% of men compared to, sorry, 2 of 3 men, that's 65% of men, make their own investment decisions, like independently. And, maybe with an advisor, but they are accountable and they make the final decision, versus only 44% of women. This was an online survey, was fully done. So it is biased to a more contemporary population also. And in spite of that, this is what we're seeing. But also we limited it to, we had about over 4,000 people that took it, and it was limited to metros and mini metros. And so just in spite of that, we saw this. If you go even into the really tier 3, tier 4 cities, this number will be widely different. And then we found that much higher proportion of men, that's 40% compared to women at 27%, take their decisions entirely on their own, means not even with a financial advisor. So women are just not confident enough and are not doing it equal to men. And we also realized a few other things, if I can go on that. The survey said that husbands play a bigger role, and I'm happy to see that, to introduce their wives to investment instruments and investing in general, versus their fathers, which only 12% of women said that. Why aren't parents doing this to women at a young age, and tell them, when you earn your own money, you have to be in charge of it, take the reins in your hand, and you should invest it. We're not seeing that. A vast majority, 70%, said that they would advise their son and daughter differently about investing. Why? So we realize that the parents in this are going to be very important, even more than the husbands, to change behaviors and mindsets.
Exactly. Exactly, it's always the home from where it begins. But then coming back to the women's special hotline, there's a specific number where women need to call. Talking about the response, how has it been so far, and where exactly are you getting this response? I mean, we are aware that a certain section of society, specifically the urban areas, your women, if they are working, they somewhat understand investments. A few of them might also take care of their financial portfolio. But are we also looking at tier 2, tier 3 towns? What's the kind of response from which part of the country?
So we're getting responses from everywhere. It's not very big, so it's not right to give you data yet. We get about anyway from 15 to 30 calls a day, and the call center is responding to them. We've just started promoting it. So I think when we have our next round of interview, I'll have many more stories for you, and much more data for you. It's just started, and we would like people to really reach out to us.
So, which is the most common fear among the kind of responses you've got? What is that one, or maybe top 3 common things that you've noticed? I know you did a full-fledged survey also, but then just based on these calls response, what are those first 3 concerns that you would want to address immediately?
I think people are just concerned on how to start. They want to know where to start. And the third thing would be just about terms, and just the fear of not understanding. So a little bit of education is what they call for.
Also, not only about this women hotline number, but then in general, even the kind of survey that you did, what kind of millennial women investors are out there, and how are they planning their finances, and how well educated are they about investments in general?
They aren't very, I mean, it's only the survey that tells me the data which I've shared with you. women, are not very confident of making their own investment decisions, and here lies the problem. It's about the confidence, not as much as, I don't know and I can't learn. So we have to push them to learn. And let me tell you, a lot of men also don't know. So we have something called dspim.com/learn, and we are directing women to go there and men to go there because it's a co-ed platform, but you can say you're a beginner, intermediate, or a advanced learner. So if you're in a beginners, which can be for women or men, you go in and they teach you from scratch. And once I've seen my friends who go through that feel much more confident when they're done with that module. And the nice thing is that 12 and 14-year-old kids are doing this. So I'm encouraging women and my friends to tell their daughters to do this at a young age. So from the beginning, they're confident.
Is this Women Hotline service free of cost so far, or how is it designed?
It's free of cost. Free of cost.
Okay, and it's a very new initiative for you also, and you are also gathering a lot of data. But then, would you be able to tell me or share as to how many women have actually gotten their investment portfolio sorted with you, or maybe just started investing in any of the funds?
I'm sorry, I don't have that data, but I can give it to you.
Sure. All right, that will be all. Thank you so much, Aditi, for being on the show. And once again, congratulations. All the best to you. A great step towards women financial freedom.
Thank you. Thank you.